here I am at the second part of this tutorial. I'm just going to briefly, hopefully, go over the process of animating the different layers. Since last time, I've added a blindfold and an ice cream cone. I've distributed the limbs onto different layers. Like I've put the right leg behind, underneath the body and the timeline, so that it would actually overlap in a way that looked like things fit together as a real body fits together. And I've cleaned a couple things up. Now I'm just going to turn everything except for the blindfold into a shape tween. I'm sorry, a motion tween, and the blindfold will be a shape tween. I'm just going to go ahead. I've also extended. I'm not sure I did this at the end of last one, but I extended the time extent of all these layers to frame 48, and I did that by just selecting a single frame in a whole for over all those layers, and then saying insert frame. That's the way that I can ensure that that everything sticks around, or is visible up through the full extent of the animation. Like if I remove the frames for this ice cream layer, and so that there's no frames designated, no hold frame designated for frames like 48 through 50, then when the animation reaches its end, the ice cream cone will just disappear, and that's obviously not what we want to happen. So we want everything to kind of be there and be defined as at least a hold frame, even if it's not animating up until the end. Now I'm going to define all these guys as motion tweens by selecting them all and just saying create motion tween. The other layers underneath I have all locked, so I can't accidentally mess them up. That means that I can just select all of the frames I want to animate, and I could like move this guy around as an entire person, which is good. Even though these frames are all separate, I can still work with them in ways where they connect up. And I'm not sure I did this last time, but I've also kind of, in case I want to make the arms and legs move, I've moved the anchor points of the different joints to where they would connect into the body. So it actually looks like things are attached. And we're going to get more into building a character that can walk and talk and swing its arms around a couple weeks from now when we do a walk cycle. I'm just going to make this part of the animation very simple. I just want to kind of raise this guy's arm up, and he's going to try to eat the ice cream. I'm going to have a little bit of a reaction. He's going to slam it into his face, maybe some droplets flying around to splash on other people, and the blindfold is going to kind of, the tail of it, like a ponytail or something, it's going to show this this overlapping motion. So let's see if I can do this. I think I'm gonna actually go back in, now that I'm thinking about it, and separate this arm into two joints, the right arm, so it can bend. I didn't really take that into consideration from the get-go, but it's something I can easily do. If I have a motion tween and I want to break it back down into different parts, one thing I can do is I can click on it, first remove the tween. So now down here on the layer, it's just a gray layer, regular gray layer. But since I turned it into a motion tween, that automatically converted the drawing into a symbol, which we'll really get into next week. But that means it's like this package, this container that I can't manipulate as much as I would like to. So I'm just going to break this apart by right-clicking and saying break apart, or Command B. So now this is back to the just vector drawing. And I'm just going to lock everything because it's hard to really grab part of this arm. But let's turn everything into see-through or outlines for now too, except for this guy. So even if something's behind as a layer, I can really pretty easily just isolate that to edit it without really moving things around. What I'm going to do here is just select the forearm, and I'm going to cut that make a new layer, and paste it. If I go up to edit, I can say paste in place. So it goes right back in place. I'm going to label this right forearm. And now I can kind of move these things independently. Now I'll turn both of these into motion tweens. Bam. Oh, wait. The tween cannot be blended. Okay. I'll turn them to motion frames independently. Yes. Motion tween. I don't know why it gave me that other weird error, so I'm doing them one at a time, the motion tweens. There we go. So now this one can move, and this one can move. And so when we actually turn the ice cream, I have that on. Okay, when I actually want to make the ice cream go to the mouth, it'll be a little bit easier. So here I am. I'm going to turn all my layers back on, but I'm going to keep everything locked. So let's just do this. He's going to just wait for a minute. I was going to have him walk into the scene, but why be so ambitious this time around? Forget it. I'm actually going to have, let's do this again. I'm going to have this part of the forearm connected at the elbow to the upper arm, and I'm going to have that connected at the shoulder to the body. So now I can, whoops, now I can rotate this. No biggie. Oops. I don't want this to be a keyframe though. Clear keyframes. And so now I'm just going to wait until about frame 10, and then I'm going to have maybe frame 15, a little dramatic pause. Then I'm going to have the arms start moving. I'm just going to move these a little bit up and down to define them as keyframes. It'll start moving here, and then it'll just slam. How long will it take if it goes to frame 30? Let's try making it go to frame 30. I'll move this guy up here, and then I'm going to move this guy. He's going to continue being attached to the elbow, but he's going to slam the ice cream into his face. And obviously, he can't see what he's doing, so it's going to be a mess. Okay, let's then get the ice cream cone up here by that frame. Where's the ice cream cone? Maybe ice cream should be, maybe he should be below, I don't know. Should he be with the arm? Let's try it. Oops. We'll make him with the arm. Easier to see where I should keyframe. So, oh wait, I wanted this to be, yeah, that's right. I'm not really happy where those things are ending up. Let's do this. I don't want it to start moving yet. So I'm actually going to rotate these things. Let me copy these keyframes. If I want to copy the position of this, I can actually copy the frame and go here and paste the frame. That should work. It's not wanting to do it. I can also paste the motion. copy. Okay, forget it. Having trouble with that right now. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna get him back to step 1. Get him back to oops. Get him back to step 1. And then he's just gonna slam up into the mouth. Now I also want to add slow in and out. I think it's gonna start off slow and then speed up. And so between, let's look at the upper arm first. Between here and there, I'm gonna go halfway in between the frames and then just like go back in my rotation a little bit. Same thing with the upper arm, just to make it suggestive of that easing. Oops. Let's see. It didn't quite get as far as I want to go. Yeah. I needed to turn on my onion skins and really expand them so I can see the entire path. So the rotation, I want to start the rotation slow. So now there should be a little bit better easing. Still very slow. Okay. Let's look at what it does. Now it's going here. Should be slow and then fast, but I want it to start even slower. So with that. So I've got that. It's a little bit wonky there. I want it to feel like it's connected to the joint. So I have that. I'm gonna have when he hits the, well, let's first make the ice cream cone track to the arm.